Karen, do you want high five or scratches? This is like I'm actively being watched right now, and it's I'm obligated to say stuff. Anyways, welcome to Mental Health Mondays and stuff. If you're watching from Australia, please rotate your screen 180 degrees for the best viewing experience, because we're going to talk about something that rhymes with pasta, which is imposter. Anyways, so a little while ago somebody left a review on my Amazon page. Thanks, by the way. Talking about how they had, in reading what I had written, that they were inspired or like felt compelled towards certain thought processes or symptoms. And I am so glad that they said that, because I always thought that was something that I just did, you know, reading a book and being like, I should have that symptom. That sounds interesting. And, you know, I've been talking with other folks about this kind of phenomenon, and it seems to be the thing that happens that nobody else talks about. It's like the secret ring within the secret ring of the mental health community that we don't talk about because nobody knows the ring exists outside of our own. And it's just, it's one of those like self-perpetuating, like shameful secrets that we're just going to talk about because Karen's a dog and I'm me, and we're all here together to give her scratches. So years ago, one of the phone calls my parents regularly would get from me is the whole like me confessing that I'm just totally a fraud and that I'm making up my illness for attention, and that it maybe gotten a little out of hand, you know, with getting ECT and that kind of stuff. And I was like, I'm really sorry. Let's just go back to not having a mental illness. My parents, knowing that like I don't often do deceitful things like, Karen, when you deceitfully try to get scratches from me while I'm doing stuff, and you're really, but it's okay because she's a dog, and all deceit from dogs is okay because it leads to cuddles and kisses, or stolen hamburgers. Anyways, you know, they would try to reason with me like, hey, like, how do you think you would be able to, like, you know, deceive that many doctors for that long, you know, or, you know, like, have certain things help, like, but reason didn't help. And it was one of those things where I, early on in order to like help understand myself, I read this book that was just like, here's all the symptoms of schizophrenia. And I would be reading it and would come across a symptom that, you know, other people with schizophrenia or schizoaffective disorder experience, but I didn't experience myself. And I would have this voice in my head, I don't know if it was me or somebody else, that would be like, that sounds kind of interesting. Like, I think it would make you a more legitimate crazy person. And so I would start exhibiting that symptom. And I don't know exactly, you know, what it is, you know, why it is, but I think it's one of those things where it's like, in an effort for, you know, me to try to be normal or to go back or like to not have this, you know, illness, it seemed easier to convince myself that I was just a fraud and therefore bad, than to just, you know, accept it. Because it's a hard thing to accept, because you can't really, you know, by definition you don't see reality correctly, and in not seeing reality correctly, maybe you're just making it up. Maybe the entire thing is in your head. So it oftentimes seems like an easy thing to fake, because there's no test they can give me. You know, they can't take my blood and be like, oh yeah, you're 50%, you know, insane. You know, they can't like put me in like some kind of body imaging thing and like detect insanity. You know, it's right here. And so it feels like, well, do I really have this? Are my experiences really real? And it's okay to experience that kind of stuff, because we all do. And maybe if we just start talking about the fact that this is what happens when Karen gets scratches, and when we talk about, you know, symptoms that don't necessarily make it into the DSM or the ICD, or the TCBY ice cream place. It's actually frozen yogurt, that Karen would like coupons for. Don't send. Then, you know, we can begin to understand this weird phenomenon that makes sense, but I don't know why. Karen is taking a nap, so maybe I will too, because when a puppy is this cuddly, you just need to lay down. Hey, Karen, you want me to nap with you? You can do it.